Stefon Diggs, we're waiting to find out if he has an ACL injury. Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks with a chest injury. Christian Kirk, broken collarbone. Gabe Davis, a shoulder injury. Those are just the wide receiver injuries that we know right now. We've got a lot more wide receiver injuries to deal with. It's the wide receiver apocalypse, folks. Let's cover it.
It's Short King summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King summer.
All right, guys, we are here on a Monday. We always do a little bit of a recap of what happened in fantasy football the week before, but I thought it might be, a slightly better idea to just kind of look back on some of what has happened in fantasy football as a whole with the wide receiver position, because that's going to kind of be what I remember this season for. I am going to remember fantasy football in 2024 based on, well, who did I take? Why did I take them? Where did I get all these best ball bags from? And, the answer is it's all these wide receivers. It's all the wide receivers, and it's all the wide receiver injuries. Cause I don't think that you can tell the story of the season without it. I think the idea that the story of the season is, Alvin Kamara scoring 1 billion points, Derrick Henry scoring 1 billion points in every single game. I don't think that's right, because I actually think it's much more about all the injuries, which sucks. Obviously, like that is the it is the worst thing about fantasy football is all the injuries. It'd be a lot different game if we could guarantee perfect health. Bring me a way to simulate the season without injuries. I certainly would enjoy that. I had a small BR sweat yesterday. I had a team that finished 64th in Battle Royale with 12 points or something for AJ Brown. We'll talk about that more on the BR show. There will of course be a Battle Royale show tomorrow, but I thought a good place to start would just be right here and just looking at all the wide receivers who have missed time or been influenced by injury. Because I think that we say it, I think we can think that like, oh, it's been the wide receiver apocalypse season. It's been horrible. It's been terrible. But when you actually look at it, it's honestly even worse than you would think. Yeah, it's really not ideal. By the way, I was about to say I'm testing out this new microphone, but this microphone is actually really old. I've had this microphone for a long. I believe David Kitchen bought this microphone for me. That's how old this is. I believe that David Kitchen bought this microphone for me when I was an employee of David Kitchen's. So that should tell you how old it is. It's pretty old. So the wide receivers, let's just categorically look at it. CeeDee Lamb has not been influenced by injury. Tyreek Hill ruined by injury. Not his own injury, but by the injury of his quarterback, which, I suppose that you could say, well, is it really Tyreek Hill's fault? Or is it the fault of us as drafters? Because Tua was always likely to be injured. Tua at some point, Tua is more likely than an average quarterback to be injured. I would probably argue against that personally. I would probably say that it's not any different than drafting Rashee Rice, knowing Mahomes could get injured at any time. It's not any different than drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown, knowing that Goff could get injured at any time. It's just the name. It's just the name of the game in the sport. Yeah, Tua played all of last season. I don't think. I guess the difference would be Patrick Mahomes gets a concussion, he misses a week. Tua gets a concussion, he misses a month. That would be the difference. But that's one. So we have Tyreek Hill. So that's one. Chase and St. Brown have not been influenced by injury. AJ Brown missed multiple weeks. I believe he missed 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So he had the hamstring injury. Garrett Wilson has not been injured, but he had his team. Well, he wasn't a very good pick to begin with, but he had his team trade. He had his team trade for Devontae Adams. Puka Nacua missed 7 weeks with synovitis, which is a knee issue that I've never heard of. Chris Olave had his quarterback get injured, of course. Tough. Yeah, there we go. Brown didn't play weeks 2 through 5, but 1 was bye. Nico Collins is on the IR with a hamstring injury. Deebo Samuel missed a game with a calf strain and then played 4 snaps in another game with hamstring injury. I look forward to Mike Evans. So Deebo missed a game with a calf strain, and Deebo missed a game with pneumonia. Mike Evans is on the IR with a hamstring. Cooper Kupp missed 5 games with a high ankle sprain. Brandon Aiyuk tore his ACL. Jalen Waddle impacted by the injury of Tua Tagovailoa. Michael Pittman Jr. Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. Remember the week that Michael Pittman Jr. was supposed to go on IR and then ended up not going on IR and is actually all the way back? Remember that? That was a bit strange. Michael Pittman might just stink. Does Michael Pittman Jr. stink or does Anthony Richardson stink, Josh? It's hard to say. Chad, the issue is that it's me moving further and closer to it. It's a very sensitive microphone. I need to get one of those shields for it, like one of the surrounding things. Basically, it's not the fault of the microphone, it's the fault of the podcaster. DK Metcalf injury, probably going to miss a month of the season. Devonta Smith had a concussion and missed 1 week. Devonta Smith missed 1 week. Malik Neighbors missed 3 weeks with a concussion. Stefon Diggs. So Diggs we're going to talk about when we're done with this list, so we can talk about the fallout and all of the stuff there. We also haven't gotten, that's right, 1 week and then a bye for two. Neighbors missed 2 weeks. I'll look this up. I'll look this up on StatHead when we're done. Remind me in like 8 minutes about this historical anomalies. Stefon Diggs. I'm gonna guess, my educated guess, based on nothing, based on reading Twitter, is that Stefon Diggs tore his ACL and is out for the entire season. Amari Cooper. Well, it's really. He was influenced by injury in the sense that his quarterback didn't get injured sooner. If Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles in week 1, how excited would we be about Amari Cooper for fantasy? We'd be like, this guy's the best. He never would have gotten traded. Amari Cooper never would have gotten traded. T. Higgins has missed 3 games with a hamstring injury. Rashee Rice out for the year with the LCL strain. Christian Kirk out for the season with the broken collarbone. Chris Godwin out for the year with the ankle. Deontay Johnson is out with what would you call it? What is Deontay Johnson out with? Trade-itis. He is out with. Brian Thomas Jr. with the chest injury. That is another one. Jameson Williams is suspended. I suppose that is neither here nor there. Marquise Brown didn't play. He played 1 snap as a Kansas. Oh yeah, I skipped right past Fat Keenan. He missed 3 weeks as well. Curtis Samuel injured his shoulder, although he was basically a 0. Jacoby Myers missed 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. Josh Palmer, not that you needed to take him, but Josh Palmer, terrible player. I mean, truly, but he missed multiple weeks as well. Rashid Shaheed out for the year with the MCL injury. Adam Thielen actually Adam Thielen might have been a win in this Panthers offense, but can't possibly be a win now. Bryce Young is playing. So they're just season-ending injuries. So just season-ending injuries. We've got season-ending injury to Brandon Aiyuk, season-ending injury to Rashee Rice, season-ending injury to Christian Kirk, season-ending injury to Chris Godwin. It's so brutal, man. It's so brutal. Yeah, it's not a very fun exercise. I don't want to do it any more than you guys do. But oh yeah, season-ending injury to Diggs. I mean, wouldn't you guys be absolutely shocked if it was not a season-ending injury to Stefon Diggs? It would be one of the best little pieces of news that we've gotten in a long time. All right. Diggs probably tore his ACL. We've not gotten official confirmation of it yet. Yeah, so we have to look now at the running back injuries, right? Because that's always the other side of the coin. So I don't imagine that the running back injuries will be near as severe. So we did have McCaffrey. So that is one right there. McCaffrey has not played a game yet this year. He was the 101. Brees has been healthy. Bijan was limited in one game with a hamstring injury. Jonathan Taylor missed a month with the high ankle sprain. Barkley's been healthy. Gibbs has been healthy. Kyron's been healthy. Henry's been healthy. A-Chain missed half a game with a concussion. ETN, hamstring injury. Pacheco out for the year. Jacobs healthy. Cook is healthy. Cook missed one game. Rashad White has been healthy outside of one game. Ken Walker missed 2 games. Mixon missed 4 games. Kamara's been healthy. Connor's been healthy. Montgomery missed like a series, basically. Aaron Jones. I can't remember. Did Aaron Jones... No, he just got banged up in a game and came back. DeAndre Swift has been healthy. Ramondre missed 1 game. Najee's been healthy. Mostert missed 2 weeks. Zamir White just stinks. Zamir White got benched. Javonte Williams has been healthy. Pollard has been healthy. Warren has the hamstring injury. Brian Robinson Jr. missed one game with a knee injury. Singletary missed a game. Moss has been healthy. Spears has not been healthy. Spears missed the last 2 weeks. Jonathan Brooks, I mean, he was injured coming in. Has Eckler? I don't think Eckler hasn't missed a game, has he? Or did he miss? Eckler missed 1 game, maybe. He did. Eckler missed 1 game, and that was the game that McWeapon scored twice, right? No, Eckler's played every game. It was Brian Robinson Jr. who missed the game. I got my wires crossed. Chase Brown has been healthy. Ford is out. Ford has been out. Chubb actually got back earlier than expected from the PUP list. Gus Edwards is injured. Corum healthy. Elliott healthy. Benson healthy. Hubbard healthy. Dowdle missed a game last night being sick. Dobbins healthy. Sharp healthy. So it's definitely a little bit of our biases coming in to saying, oh, no running back has been injured. There's been some running back injuries, right? Not nearly as much as the opposite. You know, the wide receiver injuries have been far worse. I'm not saying that, but our perspective as best ball bros, 0 running back drafters, you know, we feel our feelings are a little bit more hurt. But we should take a look at this Texans passing game offense, because I want to see if there's anything defined here, you know, because I don't think that Diggs is gonna be back this year. I would be surprised if Diggs is back this year based off watching that. I mean, it was a non-contact injury on turf, which is not great. And Nico should be back, so maybe that helps them a little bit. So the Texans are losing 78% of their routes. They're losing 26% of their air yards, 22% of their targets. A very strong targets per route run for Diggs. God, look at the yards per game for Nico. Yards per route run for Tank Dell. So bad. 1.08 for Tank Dell. Oh yeah, we when we're done with this, I'll go back and look. Let's go look at the wide receiver injury rates from last year. Let's just check. So we've got 6.19 yards per target. That's also really bad. First read target share for Tank Dell, 18.2%. One singular missed tackle force. Cade Stover has more missed tackles force on the year than Tank Dell. Only 3 of Tank Dell's targets have been designed. Again, 2 design targets for John Metchie. Of course, he's under yards per target over expectation. That's exactly what you would expect. Now, so Diggs is leaving 53% of their routes. Yeah, so this is the thing. Dell was a legit downfield threat. It's not his role that has changed. I mean, his role has changed, but I think also his ability has changed because he was injured. I mean, he literally broke his leg last season, Tank Dell did, but we should look at the numbers from last year for Tank Dell. Yes, a large part of the zero running back thesis is that running backs get injured more. It's not overstated. It's a huge outlier. It's a giant outlier. Running backs are. I mean, if you just think about it, it's so much more likely that a running back gets injured than a wide receiver, because running backs get tackled more. How do you get injured in the NFL? You get injured getting tackled. Yeah, I think this is so obvious. So Josh Dombrowski is asking, do you think the Texans trade for someone like Deontay Johnson or stay put? James asked the same thing. 100%. So Deontay Johnson sat out on Sunday because he expects to get traded. And the Texans, I don't think, are in a great salary cap spot, if I remember correctly. So they want someone like Deontay Johnson. And Johnson is not... his contract has a very clear out at the end of this season. And in fact, he told reporters, he said, I'm not going to be on the team next year. So you could totally see Deontay Johnson being the addition. Deontay Johnson being the addition would be pretty bad for Tank Dell. He would be. I mean, yeah, Nico is gonna crush for sure. Is it possible the Texans, being a run first team, that they just stay put? I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously it is possible, but I don't. They want to win a Super Bowl. The thing is that you want to win a Super Bowl when you have the salary cap cheat code of the rookie quarterback who plays well, like that. That is what you want. Where's Dell taking next year in best ball? I mean, I think a lot of it is going to depend on what happens in the next couple weeks before, like, if Tank Dell rips off back-to-back 100-yard games with 8 receptions with Diggs out and Nico out, I mean, he's going to go pretty high again. If he's brutal without those guys, it's hard to say. Okay. So last season, Tank Dell, 19% of the targets, but a 0.25 targets per route run. So second on the team in targets per route run. I mean, Steven Sims, and like on 3 receptions. Sure. 64 receiving yards per game, 21%, 2.4 yards per route run, 9 points. So almost 3 yards per target worse this year than he was last year. Added some decent yak, although not a ton. Scored 7 touchdowns, 36% of the team's touchdowns, 22% first read target share. Interesting that Dalton Schultz is pretty high in this stuff. Only 3 missed tackles for, so I guess that's not really his game. That's not really what Tank Dell does. I mean, honestly, looking at this stuff really does just make me think he's just hurt. He broke his leg and then he got shot. He broke his leg and then he got shot. What more do you want from a guy who broke his leg and got shot in the aforementioned leg? I think it was Mahomes the last time that a team won the Super Bowl with a quarterback on a rookie contract. I believe that is true. Yeah, Pollard got better in the second half of last year. Pollard was the number 1 PFF graded running back from week 11 on. Mark Andrews a lot better. Battle Royale teams did pretty good yesterday. I finished 64th in the big Battle Royale. So could be better, could be worse. I wanted to look at some of the backup wide receivers for the Texans and what their routes were like yesterday. So these are the Texans' routes yesterday. So Diggs gets injured after 38 snaps. It looks like Robert Woods basically filled in for him. 2 targets for Robert Woods. 4 targets for John Metchie on 9 routes. 3 targets for Cade Stover on 10 routes. 7 targets for Mixon. I wonder, there should be some more good information here. So the Texans started the game rotating their wide receivers more frequently than usual, likely due to Robert Woods' return. He's been out the last 2 weeks. Over the first 9 drives, Diggs was on the field for 70.9% of Houston's pass plays. Dell was at 63%. Hutchinson was 64%. Woods and Metchie 17.6% each. This is pretty important. After the Diggs injury, Hutchinson's role was unchanged. Dell wasn't leaving the field as much, playing 100% of Houston's 11 personnel snaps. Basically, this is the important stuff. Metchie was Diggs' primary replacement in 11 personnel, while Woods became the primary wide receiver in 12 personnel. So, who's the guy to add off the waiver wire? I got Metchie. I got Metchie there almost for sure. We're about to do the prospect box score stuff here. I liked Metchie as a prospect. I don't think it's no one. I don't think it's no one because CJ Stroud is too good. Although CJ Stroud for fantasy has not been that good, so maybe I'm the one who's wrong. So let's look at Metchie's prospect stuff because he really is barely played. Metchie is barely played in the NFL. I mean, the guy had cancer, right? He was the 44th overall pick. I forgot he was drafted so high. If Metchie can beat out Xavier Hutchinson to be the 3rd wide receiver, I don't think that's true. It definitely could be Dalton Schultz. In fact, it probably is Dalton Schultz. Well, isn't that interesting? Ladd McConkey is his top comp. Paris Campbell is the 2nd comp, and then a bunch of zeros. Logan Loya, who's actually a tight end. Demir Blumenkenzie. Blankumsey. Demir Blankumsey. Lynn Bowden Jr. You guys remember Lynn Bowden Jr.? He was awesome. He was an awesome college player. Hardman. Those seem like weird comps. Those seem like weird comps to me. Did Metchie ever run a 40? I don't think that's how that works, man, because 3rd wide receivers can be bad players. Like if Andre Yoshibas is your 3rd wide receiver, then your 3rd wide receiver is not going to get any targets. Peak Tyler Boyd's your 3rd wide receiver. That can be a guy you want. All right. When I add in the weight, did John Metchie ever run a 40? John Metchie 40 time. That should help. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is this real? He ran a 4.87. Are you kidding? Yeah, it was Noah Brown. It was Noah Brown. Okay. That was what he okay, there we go. He okay. All right. It was because that was what he ran when he was in high school. let's just for the sake, let's give him a 4-5. I just want to see what this does. Let's give him a 4-5 and see what it does. I'm honestly just kind of curious. Okay, it doesn't really. Well, Deontay Johnson, how about that? You guys remember Jarrell Jernigan? You guys probably aren't old enough. You probably don't. You guys definitely don't remember Brian Hartline. Ladd being the top I'm saying I'm leaving me personally, leaving the window open for John Metchie. I'm leaving the window open for John Metchie. You guys don't have to, but I'm going to. All right. Now we got to look at the Jaguars. They are the other team. So the Jaguars lost Christian Kirk. The Jaguars probably lost Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis. That's the other sneaky one. Is Gabe Davis also out? Now, not sure how long he's going to be out for. He'll probably be out for a while. Shoulder injury for a wide receiver. Yeah. Do I want to though? Do I want to add Brian Thomas Jr.? Wow. There you go, MacNova. You're going to run hot. 10% Metchie. So what are the Jaguars going to look like moving forward? Hard to say. But I think the first thing you would expect to see a lot more of this. You'd expect to see a lot more of Brenton Strange and Evan Ingram on the field together. A lot more 12 personnel. So we've got Tim Jones and Parker Washington. They're the only other guys on the roster. Luke Farrell, they actually drafted pretty high. I don't think this sounds fun. I don't think Eagles versus Jags sounds fun at all in this world. Dearness Johnson, same amount of passing routes as Tank Bigsby, by the way. Is Devin Duvernay active? Well, he probably is going to be. Let's look at the Jaguars R-Lads, because there might be a practice squad wide receiver that I'm missing. So, to disable ad. Are you kidding me, dude? I honestly didn't know that I had an active ad blocker. Okay. I did disable ad blocking, bro. Terrible. Okay. So we got Parker Washington and Tim Jones. Kirk out for the year. Gabe Davis injured. Elijah Cooks, Austin Trammell, Joshua Cephas, and that's it. So I got to be honest, not anyone there that I'm super into. That all feels mediocre, kind of mediocre at best. I think we probably end up seeing. Yeah, I bet we do just see a bunch of Brenton Strange. That is what I expect to have happen for the rest of the way. Just a lot of 2 tight end personnel. Yeah, Evan Ingram is just going to see a billion targets a game. No, Jamal Agnew is a Detroit Lion now. Jamal Agnew is on the Detroit Lions, I believe. Let me fact check that. Jamal Agnew is. Oh, he's a free agent. There you go. Jamal Agnew is a free agent. He could come back. He could come back. Oh man. DeAndre Hopkins converting a 3rd and 8 by finding the soft spot in the zone. That was special. What is the Jacksonville abbreviation? What do we think the Jacksonville? There we go. JAX. I'm curious if any of these, if Parker Washington or Tim Jones has anything interesting in their profile in a really limited sample. I'm gonna guess they probably don't. But Parker Washington is not a 0. I don't think. Let's check the Parker Washington. I remember thinking Parker Washington was all right. We got Parker Washington as not great. These are really not great. Brian Hartline popping up again. Darius Slayton, Carlton Mitchell, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I gotta be honest, I don't think so. Yeah, Pearsall was a dog. Oh, Cedric Tillman. We definitely gotta do Cedric Tillman. Parker Washington, though, I mean, he would be the bid for me. I don't think adding the draft capital to Parker Washington is going to do anything. Wow, how funny is that? Demarcus Robinson. How about the St. Brown comp? Dontavian Wicks. There you go. Tillman. Well, I just got a message from my friends over at rotogrinders.com. You guys want to do some Showdown stuff with me? Because we are about to do some Showdown stuff because I forgot to do it either. Cedric Tillman with a 3rd round draft capital and exclude non-power 5. I'm gonna guess it's all right, actually. Trey Harris, who is about to come out, is sort of interesting. Michael Wilson on the Browns. Trey Harris, though, who is about to come out. Jalen McMillan, how funny is that? McMillan on there. Nick Toon. Oh my God, man. Nick Toon was. I mean, he's just the thing is he's just a big guy who catches touchdowns. That's what he does. And Cedric Tillman was a good player in college. 10 for 201. 10 for 201 against Georgia. How many of you guys know that can do that? Not very many, I bet. The Showdown stuff tonight is pretty interesting, by the way. It's kind of an all-time slate. Russell Wilson is returning to us. Cedric Tillman. Who else is there that's really interesting? Oh, we have to go back. We have to go back and look at the running back rates, right? We got to go back and look at the running back injury rates. So let's check this out. The I gotta do a different search. 2023 fantasy football ADP. I'm gonna guess the wide receiver stuff looks much different. 2023 half PP. It's true. All right, guys, we have to fill out the expert survey for Showdown tonight. Who is my favorite contrarian captain? It's definitely Darius Slayton. My favorite contrarian flex option is Darnell Washington. Who do I plan on most being overweight on the field? Tyrone Tracy. Most underweight, Russell Wilson. My favorite MVPs, Najee Harris, Tyrone Tracy, George Pickens. My favorite player to correlate with it's definitely Steelers DST. Tyrone Tracy, Daniel Jones, Giants DST, Contrarian MVP. It's also Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton is a great play tonight. Who's my favorite contrarian? Any flex? I do like Theo Johnson. See, Showdown, it's a hell of a life. A Pearsall take. Pearsall is a dog, brother. Pearsall is a big dog. That is what I feel about him. I think his opportunity in this offense is going to be super evident. I think that he's gonna fill in the that's the thing. See, this is what you guys got to understand. They gave Pearsall the end around, and if you give Pearsall the end around, then that means that you like him. That is exactly. The tight end day could extend to Monday. Theo Johnson. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, Guerrero gets owned. So the game tonight, what is my favorite game script build for Steelers and Giants? This is going to be an absolute rock fight. Daniel Jones is hanging on to the starting job for dear life. Russell Wilson is not doing much better outside of 2 moon balls. These are 2 championship quality defenses and college football level offenses. I bet we see like 4 turnovers tonight. I think we see 4+ turnovers tonight, and each starting RB gets over 15 rushes. The kickers and DSTs are the superstars of the slate. So that is definitely true. I didn't procrastinate. Honestly, this is totally unintentional. I just my routine got off today, and that is life. But yeah, you guys are literally seeing how the sausage is made at rotogrinders.com. This is crazy. Brian Thomas Jr. Being out 2 to 4 weeks to day. I guess he must have gotten a good MRI. Yeah, Dimes. I think that I'm taking Dimes lower tonight because there was already a report. There was already a report that Drew Lock might play tonight. I mean, he got benched in the last time. I think it's interesting for large field GPPs tonight though, because the secondary Steelers guys are the keys to the slate. Because Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson, and Darnell Washington all ran 30% of the routes. Or more of the routes, but none got more than 4 targets. You guys are heroes for grinding this with me right now. It's true. Yeah, there was another report today that Dimes. That's the thing is, how do you know who to believe? How do you know what to believe about Dimes? Here, let's pull up the projections. We don't normally do Showdown stuff here, and this will probably make the video age poorly, but we can pull up the projections because I've already ran them, and it's pretty interesting. Oh no, Najee on FanDuel, Najee is a total jam. You gotta play to the format, brother. The thing is that one of Austin, Jefferson, or Washington is going to score a touchdown. I will be doing a ton of double DST plus double QB lineups tonight. Okay. I got to zoom way in. What is this? A screen for ants? So here are the optimal rates for Showdown tonight. So we've got Daniel Jones at negative leverage, Russell Wilson positive captain leverage. The best plays of the slate according to this stuff: George Pickens, Chris Boswell, which I agree with, Jalen Warren, which I agree with as well, and then it's all the shitters. But the worst plays is, I mean, Najee Harris actually is showing as pretty brutal. Something I do like doing tonight is one thing I like doing is going into the player pool and boost. I like boosting Darnell Washington quite a bit, and I like that. I think neither team scores a touchdown, and I think that Pitt wins 12-9. I think it's gonna be pretty brutal tonight. Wan'Dale is in a good spot, but the thing is, he's not. You don't want Wan'Dale. You do not want Wan'Dale on fan. That was the showdown portion of the show. Thank you for sticking with me. We can definitely go back to I do like Boswell. Oh, damn it. I always do this. When I put my headphones back on, it's always my microphone always gets messed up. Yeah, please smash like. I like Darnell Washington too. Just here while we're doing fun stuff, let's tell the people about Darnell Washington if they're unaware of who this guy is. We've got Darnell Washington. He is 265 pounds. My God. Ran a 4.6440. I mean, that is incredible, isn't it? I mean, that really is. That really is. To be that big and to move that fast. I wonder what, I've never even looked at this. I wonder what his sims are. He was the 93rd pick. He ran a 4.64. Oh, that's his weight. 4.64. Really unbelievable. 265. You guys remember Michael Humawani-Uni? Yeah, the dude smashed the sleds. He does. Yeah, man. Honestly, he'd be an unbelievable tackle. How many 21 reps of the bench? Honestly, would have guessed more. 21 is crazy. Brian Thomas rest of the season with Kirk out, definitely top 10 because they might even start giving him some of the easy stuff out of the slot. Would not be surprising to me at all. His comps are, but I mean they're all terrible because he didn't catch the ball at all. But man, I wonder what can we get for a spicy pepper tonight for Monday Night Football? Can we get a spicy pepper for Russ is good at throwing touchdowns to randos. That is definitely true. By the way, how about the thumbnail for the wide receiver Apocalypse? I was a pretty big fan of the wide receiver Apocalypse thumbnail. I like I like all the guys. I like Russell Wilson for a cap tonight. He's going to be underowned. He's going to be underowned in the captain, in my opinion. All right, I do want to find the Darnell Washington spicy pepper. Darnell Washington. What do we got? 6.2x. Yeah, we're doing the spicy pepper, and then we are also gonna do Jalen Warren. We are gonna take Jalen Warren higher 2.5 receptions. And then I guess we have to take a giant. Oh, this is actually easy. We're gonna do Tracy 9.5 receiving yards. That, I mean, you can't beat it. You're definitely not gonna beat it. So there you go. There's your UD slip. Your UD DFS pick'em entry in for Monday Night Football. Yeah, Wan'Dale catches, sure. But I mean, come on. Got to do the Lions. That Lions performance yesterday. I mean, unreal. that Lions performance yesterday. I've never really seen anything like it. I believe it was the fewest passing yards that a quarterback with 3 passing touchdowns has ever had. I did see that. Kind of unbelievable, right? Kind of unbelievable. But also at the same time, you can believe it. In a low scoring game with a quarterback doesn't. I don't. The thing with Showdown is it's not about, for me, the way that I play it, it's not about predicting so much what player does what. It's about predicting what my opponents do. And people are not going to want to play Russell Wilson and captain, but he's a quarterback for a team that's favored. He's going to be like 8% owned or whatever in the captain. Okay, this is what I meant to do. So we got to go back and look at the wide receiver injuries from last year and see if we are over or under reacting. Because my sense is that we are probably we are under reacting. So 2023 wide receiver injuries. We've got, so Jefferson did miss time, right? Jefferson did miss time. Jamar Chase Chase didn't miss any time, did he? I don't think he did. But now this will also be a fun game of how well do we remember, period, what happened in 2023. Chase played every game. Tyreek did not get injured. Diggs did not get injured. He just stunk. CD didn't get injured. Did AJ Brown miss any time? Maybe he missed a game. The whole team just stunk in the second half. AJ Brown, 17 games. Cooper Kupp missed time. There you go. Huge Steelers fan here. Probably will be at least slightly more higher scoring than you might think. All right, well, there we go. Jordan Whittington, sure. Yeah, Kupp did miss time. Kupp got injured. Garrett Wilson's quarterback got injured. Devontae Adams definitely missed time, right? Adams did not. No way Adams played the entire season. Feels like he did not. Yeah, Adams. Nope, Adams played every game. He just stunk. No, Brown. They rested, but he did play. Waddle got hurt, obviously. St. Brown didn't get injured. Olave got. This is. You know what? There's a much easier way to do this. 2023 fantasy points. This is an easier way to look at it. Because I literally cannot remember. This is there's many ways you can look at it. This is Fantasy Bros. But there are many ways to look at fantasy points scored out there. Okay. I wish there was a way to do this by ADP, but there probably isn't. Okay. So obviously none of these guys. Oh, St. Brown missed a game. Evans did not miss a game. AJ Brown did not miss a game. Puka did not miss a game. DJ Moore did not miss a game. Keenan missed a bunch of games. Debo missed 2 games. Maybe the right way to do this is to sort by points per game. And then we can see if anyone missed any significant time. Jefferson missed 8 games. Debo missed 2. There you go. Mike Williams, wide receiver injury. That's a pretty big one. Tank Dell did get injured, but he was a late round pick, a super late round pick, actually. Cooper missed a game. Metcalf missed a game. Cooper Kupp, brutal to start the year, yeah. And Jonathan Taylor was the big running back injury last year. Kendrick Bourne. Yeah, I gotta be honest. 2 years. That was 2 years ago. So my quick look right there, my immediate analysis is that 2023 was like a crazy year of health for wide receivers. Like it really was just Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson missing this stretch right here was as bad as it gets. I mean, it doesn't really. He did. So yes, Tyreek did get injured last year. I mean, you can see it in his numbers. Super nuke to start the year and got banged up here. yeah, but Tyreek definitely did. Tyreek definitely did get banged up. So that was the wide receivers. For running backs, we got Kyron got hurt and came back. Brees never got hurt. Mixon never got hurt. Oh, the best way to do this is to sort by average for sure. A-Chain got hurt. Kamara was suspended to start the year. Gibbs missed a couple games with injuries. Montgomery missed a couple games with injuries. Barkley missed a couple games with injuries. Pacheco got banged up. Jonathan Taylor-Thomas was injured like the entire year. God, how bad was running back scoring last year? Holy shit. Running back scoring was so bad last year. This is unbelievable. The running back 6 averaged 15 points per game. I mean, that is really something. That is, I honestly don't even believe it. How comparatively, that's got to be insane compared to this year, right? So last year in half PPR, the running back 5 is averaging 14 points. That be this year. It's going to be insane. It's going to make us sick. 21.5 for Henry, 20 for Mixon, 19 for Barkley, 18.5 for Kyron, 18 for Gibbs, 17.9 for Kamara, 17.7 for Walker, 17.6 for Taylor, 16.4 for Cook, 15.5 for Kareem Hunt, 15.5 for Bijan. I mean, you have to go down to Breece Hall at running back 16. Oh my goodness. I mean, we are really in hell, guys. I mean, look at, and how bad is it at, oh my God. I mean, look how bad this is at wide receiver. There's no one averaging over 18 points per game. There is, my God, there are 8 players. There are 8 players at wide receiver averaging over 13.7 half PPR points per game. I mean, that is as stark of a difference as you are ever going to find in year-over-year scoring. Let's look at 2022. 2022 half PPR scoring. Sort by average. Well, Cooper Kupp averaged 18.2 points per game. This is pretty stark also in 2022. Yeah, Rashee does have a 0 in there. That's true. What about 2022 running backs? Man, it's insane. I mean, half PPR really does bend it so much towards the running backs. I'm definitely predicting positive regression for the remainder of this season. Yeah, I think there are offenses that are really kind of cooking now to like a real degree. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was just absolutely insane with the running back scoring. It was unbelievable. So 2022, Eckler, McCaffrey, Henry, Jacobs, Barkley, Chubb, Brees are all over 15 points per game. And at wide receiver, 7 also. You know what was the crazy year for wide receivers? It was 2020. 2020 was an unbelievable year. Well, less so in half PPR again. Yeah, there was the resurrection contest was week 6. There probably won't be another one though. There probably won't be another one. The next big thing they're gonna do is, don't look now. I mean, we're maybe 2 weeks away from playoff best ball contest probably. That is definitely coming. So get ready for that. You guys remember Will Fuller? Adam Thielen, 14.5 half PPR points. More than Justin Jefferson. What did running backs do in 2020? My God, that is some McCaffrey played in 3 games that year and scored 27, 22, and 32 points. Dalvin Cook, 22.6. Kamara, 22.4. Antonio Williams for the Giants. Henry, 20.2. Then a huge drop-off. Really unbelievable. I believe the year that Crane won the $1 million, Will Fuller was his most owned player. $2 million, rather. Sorry, Crane. Yeah, he's doing his thing. Yeah, wow. Matt, you're 10-minute. You watched this channel and you didn't participate in best ball this year. You must be a big fan. To which I say, thank you. But I am also locked and loaded for the gauntlet. It's gonna be really fun. 2024. Oh, let's go over. This will be the last thing we do. Let's go look at some of the playoff odds because I'm sort of interested. It's Will Fuller the 5th, so it's just a V, I believe. There got to be some exploitable playoff odds though. NFL futures over on unabated. Make playoffs. Can I run a sim? Can I run a sim here? 10-minute decided to get addicted to League of Legends this year. He maxed BBM in 2023. He quit League of Legends. Well, I mean, honestly, sir, you picked a pretty good year. You picked a pretty good year to take it easy. Has not been a banner year. Has not been a banner year for those of us who are out here fighting the good fight against the Derrick Henry drafters. Okay. Probability to make the playoffs. Okay, let's design one. I'm going to do one in basic mode. I'm going to use... Sure, I'll use the power rank. Why not? I'll do it all on moderate. Call it a playoff sim. And let's simulate it. Running 10,000 simulations right now. Josh was in the Gauntlet Finals last year and would have been part of that big chop if he would have taken Juwan Jennings over Justin Watson. Yeah, I had that team too with Watson and no Jennings. Because Chris Conley is a sacrificial X wide receiver. He's a professional wide receiver. He knows how to he knows how to block, knows how to run the routes. Jacob Cowling is a small young man. You know, Jacob Cowling doesn't know the NFL yet. It's not his bit. He will learn. But he's definitely not there yet. Hey man, it's a good chop. So, these I did this wrong. Although Chiefs 100% to make the playoffs. Okay, I'll say right now, NFL futures to make the playoffs. I'll say some of my favorite teams. Let's take a peek. So, based on their spot, I think the NFC teams are a lot of the teams that you want to be attacking. By the way, how funny is that? Some of these books are hanging plus 240 on the Jets to make the playoffs. These must not be updated for yesterday. Yeah, these are not updated for yesterday, which is fine for the purpose of this. Chargers would be pretty fun. Commanders. Oh man. Commanders making it 2 rounds. Yeah, it's so true. The Chiefs scoring like 19 points a game. The thing that was so fun last year about the playoff stuff was the Chiefs played all 4 games, but now the Chiefs are going to have the bye, and it makes everything so different. And then the Minnesota Vikings, the Vikings are going to be no one is going to want Sam Darnold, Jalen Naylor teams, but they could definitely make the NFC conference shape. The NFC is just so wide open. All right, boys, thank you for sticking with me here on the show. Just wanted to vibe for a little bit here on a Monday. I need to go finish doing some writing for the Patreon. Sign up over at patreon.com/DavisMattek. Leave a comment below. Tell me. Leave a comment below. Tell me the best wide receiver pick in 2024. Who was your favorite wide receiver pick in 2024? That you feel the best you made. I mean, mine would have been Rashee Rice. I'll probably call it. I'm still gonna call it Xavier Worthy. 5 touchdowns. That's my boy. But comment below the best wide receiver best ball pick in 2024. We're getting out of here. I will be back tomorrow for the Battle Royale stream. Adios.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.